JIT is an acronym for just in time. It's an operations management term. The JIT philosophy aims to improve return on investment, primarily by reducing the total amount of inventory and hence the inventory carrying costs. In short, its emphasis is on improving quality and efficiency. JIT draws its roots from the fields of statistics, industrial engineering, production management, and behavioral science. The key issue out here is to treat inventory as waste. The olden philosophy was to treat inventory as a safety mechanism for all the flaws in the production system. Carry extra inventory and you can tide over most of the flaws in the production system. However, under the JIT thinking, since all inventory is considered as waste, the first step is to improve the production management per se, and then follow it up by reducing the total inventory. The philosophy of JIT is pretty simple. If one is able to reduce the total inventory in the system, then the total cost associated with carrying that inventory over a period of time goes down, thus improving the total efficiency of the system and the return on investment. But the implementation is extremely difficult. Very few companies are able to handle JIT efficiently. Toyota is one such company. One can also term JIT as ensuring that the right material reaches the right place at the right time and in the exact quantity. So in JIT, there is no safety net of inventory available to the production system. What are the assumptions on which JIT can operate? These would be the assumptions which, if they break down, JIT would fail. The three primary assumptions are: 1. Price stability. So for JIT to operate, the price has to be stable, because if the price is going to rise tomorrow, one would rather stock inventory which has been purchased cheaply. So it's only assuming that the price will remain constant over time, then it makes sense to implement JIT and to stock up on inventory only as an on required basis. Second is demand stability. JIT also would like the demand to be stable. If demand is fluctuating on a daily basis, so today the production plant requires 5 items of a particular SKU, and tomorrow it requires 20. Since the purchase and the procurement cycle occupies some time, there would be inventory which is required to make sure that tomorrow you don't fall short by 15. So JIT operates much better when demand stability exists. And the third critical part is quality stability. If today the items you need to stock up your inventory are available at a higher quality, but tomorrow the quality might change, then as a production manager, you would want to stock up on inventory today. That goes against JIT. However, if you're confident that your vendor is able to give you a stable level of quality throughout, then one can start implementing JIT. So the three assumptions of JIT were price stability, demand stability, and quality stability. Now let us look at the benefits of JIT. The benefits of JIT are fourfold. Firstly, the reduced setup time. Implementing JIT makes sure that your setup time for each batch is brought to a minimum. Secondly, better usage of multi-skilled employees. In a JIT setup, those employees who have more than one transferable skills are used very efficiently by moving them around in various roles. Thirdly, supplier and customer relationships. Thanks to JIT, the relationships become much stronger, thus making the entire production process more robust. Fourthly, production scheduling is vastly improved. However, As I stated earlier, the key to JIT lies in its implementation. And in every different production setup, the final solution which will lead to a stable JIT setup is unique. A large number of problems related not just to inventory but also to the production process need to be solved and need to be aligned with the JIT thinking for JIT to succeed.